Joining us this morning. This is a rare time for you. You usually don't do 9:30s, do you?
No, I don't usually do 9:30s.
Kathleen Milford, and you have something coming up which is connected with what you are associated with, the Ashtabula County Choral Music Society, correct?
That's right.
And it's a musical theater extravaganza, which is this Saturday. That's why we needed to get her on today. Tell us about it.
Musical theater extravaganza. We call it Fiddler and More. It's at Jefferson High School, Saturday night at 7 o'clock. There's a no admission fee. We take donations, but it's free and open to the public, and we hope anybody, especially those who love musical theater and love the music for musical theater, will consider coming down to hear it. We are going to do all of the music from Fiddler on the Roof from beginning to end. So it's called an en tableau, meaning you'll hear the music, but we won't be acting it all out. Now there's a little bit of acting because the characters are getting us into the songs a little bit. Our guest performer is Jack Warren. He's a native of Ashtabula. I had him as a student at Harbor High School in the early 80s. But he has gone on. He's a very successful businessman with his mother, Bonnie Warren, and the Comfort Keepers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And but he has been performing ever since college, all over the Cleveland area in community theaters.
I thought he looked familiar.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he has, he's really made a name for himself as Tevye from Fiddler on the Roof. And so I've wanted to get him back for a very long time. And this year I just said, Jack, you tell me the date and we'll make our event around you. Now this happens to be, I will tell you, if you're not coming to our event, there are a lot of musical theater events this weekend all over Ashtabula County.
Really?
It just seems to be the weekend that all the schools and the Art Center in Ashtabula, I'm not sure about here in Conneaut, but there are a lot of events going on that have to do with musical theater. So go to something this weekend.
Mm-hmm. Good weekend to get out of the house.
That's right. We've been cooped up for a long time. But Jack picked the date, and we were able to get Jefferson High School to do the performance. His wife, Jennifer, who's not from Ashtabula, but has performed with him many times on stages around Cleveland, is coming with him, and she's Golda. And then we've brought in soloists, experienced performers, and that we're also very excited about. One of them is Zach Adkins. He's a young man who graduated a couple of years ago from Edgewood High School. He's at Baldwin Wallace College in the musical theater department. He's a junior, and he has done really well. Performed out in Idaho for 2 summers and is going back this year in a repertory theater. He's just a wonderful fellow, and they're just going to love his performances as well. He's Perchik, one of the sons in Sound of Music, and then he's also, in Fiddler on the Roof, and then he's also going to perform for us a couple more times.
I got to tell you this, Kathleen. Back in the early 70s, when Fiddler on the Roof came out in the movies.
Oh, yes.
And you couldn't get me to go to movies that were musicals back in those days. But we were in Olean, New York, at the Castle Inn, and down the street was a movie theater, and there was no other movie to go to but Fiddler on the Roof. And to this day, I'm enthralled with that music. I mean, I would have never thought I would try to sing If I Were a Rich Man or any of the other tunes that are in that. It's amazing.
Right.
It's amazing stuff.
It is.
Was that written by an American? I mean, do you know?
It's written by Jerry Bach. Yes, he's an American. It is. It's just a wonderful story about the Jewish people in Russia.
Yes.
The revolution, time of the revolution in the early part of the 20th century. And the very, very poor people, but very locked into their faith, and that's what kept them in their traditions. And that's what kept them going. Tradition is one of the songs.
That's right.
And you know, it's still, you know, in this day and age, we're still struggling with tradition. I struggle with it all the time. But that's the way we've always done it, you know?
Well, you know, even today, and I can sit down and watch this movie, and folks, if you haven't seen it, you got to listen to the music. It's really, really good. I can sit and watch it, you know, over and over and over again, because I don't know what it is, but there's something that's magic about that story and the songs.
It is. I've produced about 15 musicals at Harbor High School in my career, and I have to say it was probably our both musically satisfying musical, and it was also the most one of the most the high points of all those 15. A lot of them were fun. There were some that were a lot more, had a lot more opportunity for the kids to really shine, but it's a wonderful piece.
So you directed that particular play?
I did. Mm-hmm.
Well, it had to be hard to do.
It was, you know, I had no idea what I was doing when I did that. I will admit that.
Yeah.
And you have a cast and you get these kids to come in, but the boy who, unbeknownst to us, that was selected to be Fiddler, was able to draw it out. He really wanted to. He really figured out how to be that character.
Really, at that young of age.
At a young age, and he just brought that piece, the whole musical, up to a standard with his performance. And I'll have to say, I probably didn't have a whole lot to do with that, other than picking him. But when we picked him, we had no idea he could do it. So. But the musical itself has a way of affecting you, just like you said. You know, you have no idea, right?
It's amazing. Now you're also going to feature some music with Sound of Music.
Sound of Music, and this is another reason we're so excited about this project. We're also going to sing most of the music from Sound of Music, and we have partnered with After School Discovery, and have gone in and worked with children in after school. And had a little chorus. We have about 10 to 12 kids that have come in and sung with us, and we've taught them the children's songs from Sound of Music. And then Taylor Peel, I've talked about her a lot, wonderful performer, graduated from Edgewood, and is living in North Kingsville. She's going to be Maria, and she has been their teacher. So they're going to be huddling around her, singing the songs that she has taught them, and singing with her the songs from the Sound of Music. And a few others, Climb Every Mountain, and Maria, which we have a group of women singing the nuns' music. And so we're going to do quite a bit of the music of Sound of Music, and that is an audience sing-along. The Choral Music Society this year has had, one of our goals was to get the audiences singing. In every event, we've had some way that they could do that. And so you've seen where music or cinema has had events where we're going to show the Sound of Music and you can come and sing along. Well, that's kind of how this is going to be.
Sounds like a fun night.
It's going to be fun. They're going to sing, and then we're going to bring in the audience and let them sing. The words will be projected for them to see, and a lot of fun. And then these soloists, Zach Adkins, Taylor Peel, the choir director from Madison High School, Jen Calhoun. I have a young girl in the youth program. She's I believe a sophomore, is going to, or maybe she's a junior in high school. She's going to sing a song from Les Mis, solo. So we have some solos, and then the choir, our choral society, is also singing some of the music from Carousel, from Music Man, Sound of Music, Les Mis, West Side Story, just one or two songs just to...
Showtime is 7 p.m.
7 p.m. Jefferson High School.
Got to ask you this. I mean, we need to take a break here in a second, but I want to ask you this real quick. Did you see the remake of Sound of Music on television?
I saw parts of it.
Yeah, me too. What'd you think?
Well, I'm not the one to ask, because tradition. You're so, every cell in your body is so ingrained with the one you know.
From 65.
Yes. By the way, both Fiddler on the Roof and Sound of Music are celebrating their 50th year of existence. I mean, they were first produced 50 years ago. And so that's
So it took that long for the Fiddler to be made into a movie, because it wasn't made into a movie until the 70s.
That may be. That's right.
No kidding. Okay. It started out on Broadway then.
Broadway, and probably went all over Europe too. So.
Yeah.
But what were we talking about?
Oh, just the new Sound of Music.
The new Sound of Music. I don't know those performers. It was live. I was really excited about it.
I found that hard to believe it was live.
Yes.
Because it was well done that way.
It was well done that way. It just was different. And I didn't see it all, I have to admit that. And I was glad it was being done. You know, I wanted a new generation of people
Correct.
are watching it because those performers are performing it, and that's a very good time. Was it satisfying to me? Maybe not. But
Well, I'm
maybe.
like you. I mean, I'm like you. I remember the '65 rendition, and to be honest with you, I've never watched that movie all the way through. For some reason, I never got through that movie. But I know all the songs because I mean, all of us are familiar with that. And Julie Andrews was one of a kind, and that's who I.
We've shown the children at After School Discovery parts of that movie, and you know they're still enthralled with that one too.
Are they?
Yes, they sat there just riveted
No kidding.
on the screen.
Yeah.
And of course they're hearing the songs that we've been singing with them, so that you know they had a connection with
Correct.
it. But some of them seemed to know it, but most of them did not know it. Didn't know the music, didn't know the movie at all. So it still has appeal to young people and old people, and I encourage anybody to perform it. I'm not trying to say there was anything wrong with that.
Jack Warren has been on this show.
Has he?
For Comfort Keepers. And I believe Bonnie has been too, I believe. But I believe Jack has also been on the show. And when I saw his picture here on this flyer, he looks very familiar. So that is him. I did not have any idea that he was a singer.
Oh, he's a wonderful performer.
Really?
He's not only a singer, but he sings very, very well, but he's also a wonderful actor.
Really?
And he's kind of directing us through this. He knows the show so well, and he brought in script and said, before we sing this song, we need to say this, and he's been rehearsing with the people. We're looking forward to a rehearsal in Jefferson on Friday night. When we get these forces together, you know, we got a boy at Baldwin Wallace, we're bringing them in from all over, and we get really a couple hours on Friday and a couple hours on Saturday to put the pieces together. These events become puzzle pieces, and I just keep adding the pieces together until 7 o'clock on Saturday night. They'll all be together.
Years ago, I was involved in the Miss Conneaut contest, and they would bring in a Columbus troupe that would do the singing and the stuff that they did that goes around the pageant. I couldn't believe they do that like 2 or 3 nights, and it's done. I mean, they're ready to go on with the show, and it's like, but that's what they do, you know. And probably in the same way, to a degree, this is the same thing. These guys are professionals that know how to do it, and
they're going to come ready to perform, but we want to make sure we get the light in the right place.
Right. Oh, that's the technical stuff. Yeah. So you have Zach Adkins. Now he is from Edgewood.
He went to Edgewood, right? He's a wonderful performer and a wonderful young man. We went up to take him some music and to talk to him about it, and he had sat down and talked to us for 45 minutes. He just loves what he's doing. He's very good at it. He's going to perform another number that we don't know very well from his repertoire, but he's been performing a lot. And
do you have like an orchestra, Kathleen? I mean,
for this performance, no, we don't. Boy, do I wish we did. But we have keyboard. Nat Askarova plays for us. Okay. And she is really working hard for this event because she'll be playing straight for the whole show.
Oh, yeah.
For everybody, for the soloists, for all the chorus stuff, and for the action. Just yesterday, I found a fiddler. Pardon me. I wanted to have a fiddler start the show. Beat up, and couldn't afford to bring a violinist out from Erie or Cleveland. That's going to cost a lot of money, but just was beating. Where can I find? And Nat found this 12-year-old boy, and she said, "Come and listen to him." And yesterday I went and listened. His name is Finley Morris. And,
did he know the music?
She had given him the music, and he had practiced it. He's going to work with his teacher. He has a couple notes he's going to fix, but it was a nice sound, and he had an idea what it was and what to do with it. And it's a very short little thing, but it's just going to get it started off.
Think about that, a 12-year-old kid with a violin. I mean, that's a fiddler. That is amazing.
It is.
That's amazing.
When I asked him how long he'd played, he said for 7 years or something. So he must have started as a very little boy.
Guy, yeah.
I'm kind of excited to have us hear him. It'll be fun. We'll put a light on him. He plays that music, and that gets Fiddler started, and then he plays it at the end. It's at the very end too.
Very
so
good. Very
yeah.
good. Only one showing. There's only one.
Only one. That's all we could get everybody together in one place on.
Tell the
one
folks
time.
out there about Taylor Peel. We've talked about her before.
Oh, she is. She's a wonderful, wonderful girl. Daughter of some educators in Ashtabula City. Her dad was a principal of a school, and her mom still is teaching. She's went to the University of Akron. She's a wonderful singer and performer. She's in a wheelchair. She's been disabled her whole life, but she has such a wonderful personality and such a gift for music and for teaching. I've really enjoyed watching her teach these children. And she's going to do really well. We're hoping, she's looking for a job. We're hoping somebody will give her a job because she really will do a great job for people. But she's just perfect for this project because being a good teacher, understanding music and musicals as well as she does. I said I did 15 musicals. I did them with her mother. Her mother was the choreographer for all of my musicals and my assistant director, really. And she came as a very small child and sat there and watched and sang all those songs with all those kids. So she really understands and knows how to teach the kids. And
good for her.
I'm real excited about that part of the project too.
That's great. She will do the Sound of Music end of the production.
She's Maria. She does all the Maria things. She is the choir director at Good Shepherd Church here in Conneaut.
Is she written? Maybe that's where I've heard the name too.
Yes. She works with the bells and she directs the choir.
That's great.
She's well known. She's got a following. Whenever Taylor Peel sings something, we get people from Conneaut to come. Oh, and there's another Conneaut girl. Her name is Caitlin Cole, and she's Liesel. In Sound of Music. She graduated last year from Conneaut High School. She goes to Cleveland State, and I asked her to do it, and she said she'd love to. She's one of the ones that is out there working on her music and that will come in on Friday and Saturday and help us put it all together. But she's a great singer. She was with us one year in our program, and Caitlin Cole is a wonderful
Sounds like you got a lot of good talent that's going to be in this production.
And it's basically local Ashtabula County. I'm real pleased about that.
Right.
When I did a press release yesterday, and we have somebody from Conneaut, somebody from Jefferson, somebody from Edgewood, somebody from Lakeside. Morgan Yoke graduated from Lakeside. He sings with us all the time, and he's a wonderful tenor. You know, you ask about another event. Yes, we do. We have an event on March 29th that I want to talk to you about. It's called the Three Tenors.
That's what I was thinking.
That was what it was.
Yeah.
I was thinking about a performance we were doing, but no, it's a benefit for the Choral Music Society. And Morgan Yoke is one of those three tenors with Norris Kelly and Will Venable.
Both of them, yeah.
Yeah, so that's going to be a wonderful concert. It's a Casa Capelli restaurant in Ashtabula. And it's a benefit for the society, but it's a wonderful dinner and entertainment. March 29th.
Okay. I think he had sent me something on that.
Yes.
Norris Kelly, of course, has education by my house that he transformed a church into kind of a training center for musicians and singers and that sort of stuff. Very, very talented young man.
He's trying to put Conneaut on the map as a place to come to do that.
I wish him well. I really
do too, and he's a wonderful performer with a great background. I hope he will too.
Well, I want to wish you luck with this, Kathleen.
Well, thank you so much.
And come back and see us again, maybe before the 29th. If you want to talk about that.
Let's do that. Yeah. I'll know the literature there. Of course, most of it will be opera, and they're just gonna, just have a wonderful. But I'll be back.
Get in touch. Okay.
I will. Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
I always enjoy being here. Thank you.